Good morning, everyone. On this Wednesday in the 20th week in Ordinary Time, we are reading in the book of Judges. We're in chapter 9, verses 6 through 15. All the citizens of Shechem and all Beth Millo came together and proceeded to make Abimelech king by the Timereth at the memorial pillar in Shechem. When this was reported to him, Jotham went to the top of Mount Gerizim and standing there cried out to them in a loud voice, "Hear me, citizens of Shechem, that God may then hear you. Once the trees went to anoint a king over themselves. So they said to the olive tree, 'Reign over us.' But the olive tree answered them, 'Must I give up my rich oil, whereby men and gods are honored, and go to wave over trees?' Then the trees said to the fig tree, 'Come, you must reign over us.' But the fig tree answered them, 'Must I give up my sweetness and my good fruit and go to wave over the trees?' Then the tree said to the vine, 'Come you and reign over us.' But the vine answered them, 'Must I give up my wine that cheers gods and men and go to wave over the trees?' Then all the trees said to the buckhorn, 'Come, you reign over us.' But the buckhorn replied to the trees, 'If you wish to anoint me king over you in good faith, come and take refuge in my shadow. Otherwise, let fire come down from the buckhorn and devour the cedars of Lebanon.'" The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Well, this is an interesting little episode here in Joshua. The context is that there's been a huge massacre of Gideon and all his sons, except for one. One was able to escape from it, and that was Jotham. And in the midst of this, the children of Israel decided they wanted to have a king. Now, this is before the time of Saul. This is before that time. And they decided to get Abimelech, a very wicked man, and the citizens of the city of Shechem. Remember, Shechem is the main central place of worship at this point in time. They wanted him. So it wasn't just simply Abimelech who was wicked, but also the wicked citizens, the leaders that were there. Now, above the city of Shechem is Mount Gerizim. And so here comes Jotham, the one lasting son of Gideon who was able to stay alive. And then he yells in a loud voice down the valley to the city of Shechem. And he gives this little parable. And it's the parable that just says, you as trees, you're like trees, you wanted to have an olive tree. But the olive tree says, I'm noble. Olive trees are noble type things. And then what's the next one? A fig tree. Another thing that would be noble, having a lot of good things, fruit, things that would be helpful. And then they go even to the vine, which produces wine. And all three of these say no. But they come to the buckhorn, thorn. This is a small little bush. It's an irritant to a farmer. And the buckhorn, thorn, or braille, that's another way some people call it. This is a good-for-nothing thing. And that one says, yes, I'll be your king. Come underneath my shadow. Well, it's so small, it's pretty hard to be underneath the shadow. You would have to be pretty small to be underneath its shadow. The whole idea is that this is something of a menace. And furthermore, it says, let fire from the buckthorn and devour the cedars of Lebanon. In other words, I'm just going to cause a lot of mess for you guys. And that was Jotham's little message to the folks who wanted a wicked king to rule over them. It's interesting how judges will let their message come across to the folks. Sometimes we have to have a little parable to get us to wake up our attention to turn back afresh to the Lord. Stay safe, folks. Hopefully we will see each other soon. Bye for now.